Hey, welcome to the video tour of my upcoming new and improved course, The Art of Inspiring Students to Study Strategically. I've been having a lot of fun this time around talking about the strategic study tools that I teach and helping you have a chock-full toolbox of all kinds of different learning strategies that students can use so you can pass this toolbox on to your student. And this, I'm going to share my screen, is how I have taken 41 plus strategic study tools and put them into a streamlined course. So in front of you, you see the home page to the course. This is what you would see as soon as you pay to get in. And you'll notice that it's an 8-week course. It used to be a 5-week course, but I've seen that educators need it to be a little bit longer and have a little bit more time to fully integrate and grok the tools in your current context. So this is the outline. If you want to pause the video and read through each of the modules more specifically, you are free to do that. I do want to take you in a few layers deeper so that you have a better sense of how this whole thing will work. Here you have an outline not only of each of the modules and weeks, but also what exactly they look like inside each of the modules. And this time around, I've given them all the same structure. So you'll start with the homework assignment. You'll move on to a video that introduces you to the content for that particular module. In this case, it's looking at what do I mean exactly when I talk about the strategic study premise. Then we'll go more deeply into learning the details of a specific mini lecture that I'm going to teach you to give to students. And mini lectures are 10 minutes or less, little teachings that you can pop in at different moments in your curriculum with students of most ages, actually. And then we'll always go a little bit deeper with another piece of teaching theory. And then you'll get to see all of this in action in a video of me working directly with a student. Finally, there will be a Prove Your Learning section in which you get to integrate your reflections based on this week's module and post it for me to comment on and to be able to share with other members of your cohort. This is also where, if you're hoping to get continuing education hours, and you'll get about 25 of those hours for the full course, we will be able to prove that you've been working along with the course. So you'll notice that each module has the same structure here. I'll just scroll so you can see. I still need to add the homework assignments at the top, so I'm going to do that. But each of these modules will be released 1 week at a time, so you can focus on each week. And we'll just keep on going as we move through the rest of the course. You'll notice that at the very end of each of the modules, there's an additional resources section. Many people like to have the nuts and bolts research that goes into why all these learning theories and tools work. And so I don't teach those specifically in this course, but I do provide you a number of free resources if you want to add that theory to your own knowledge base. The reason I don't teach it now is because I have a very practical focus. I want to get you teaching this stuff to your students and having them seeing practical results as quickly as possible. So we focus on that methodology in this course. Okay, so now you have seen an outline of the entire piece. Let's go up here and give you a sense of what each of the training calls are going to be like, because there's a component where what I've just shown you is all of the videos, and those are self-study. You can work through those at your own pace. This list of webinars is a list that will actually be able to take your learning deeper by interacting with me and everybody else in your cohort. You'll notice that there are about 3 kinds of calls. We have the kickoff and the wrap-up calls, and those are going to be pretty similar in nature. And then we have the practice labs and the Q&A. The practice labs are where you will get to have some breakout groups and you'll get to work directly with me to make sure that you are understanding and implementing the mini lectures the way I have designed them so that you can get them to students as fast as possible. The Q&A are the times when you're invited to show up and tell me a story about either a success story about how you've been integrating the tools, or a challenge story, like you tried to integrate it, it didn't work as well as you wanted, and we together will unpack why and help you recreate how you're integrating this in your curriculum. The best learning happens in these Q&A calls. So I'm really excited that the new structure of the course has created much more time for us to interact with each other. The old structure of the course, I was doing a lot of teaching using PowerPoints during these calls. So it's very exciting to be able to have more time to help you put all of this information into practice. I also want to name that these calls are at various different times. So people from all over the world will be able to participate in at least half the calls. It's designed so that you will have a great experience if you're able to attend half the calls and watch the recordings of the rest of the calls. And some of you may be able to attend all the calls, which is wonderful as well. So the last thing I want to show you is this model right here. I quickly drafted this. It was a new aha that came to me as I was teaching the master class recently, the Study Cycle master class, and it's a wonderful synopsis of all the tools that I teach. When you take the art of inspiring students to study strategically, you will have learned all of these tools here. And you also, though, because this is a lot of tools to learn, you'll have them organized by each of the 6 toolkits that I find really help students put the study cycle into practice. And then speaking of the study cycle, you will have learned how to put this model into the center of each of these toolkits. So it's much easier to learn a lot of different information if there's a simple model that all that information is related to and hooked into. And so that's why I'm particularly excited about this version of the course, because it's much more streamlined than anything I've ever taught before. So there are links below if you would like more information about the course, and always please reach out to me, Gretchen at GretchenWegner.com, if you have any questions whatsoever. I'm happy to answer them, and I hope to see you inside these modules. Excited about it.